2 days after moving into my dream home, I was almost arrested in my own driveway because the HOA president claimed her so-called master key didn't fit my Lamborghini, so clearly the car was stolen. She called 911 screaming, "I was dangerous." And that was only the first 5 minutes of a nightmare that nearly tore my life apart. Act 1. The Spark. I just backed my brand new red Aventador into the driveway, sweat still on my forehead from unpacking when I heard it. "Are you lost?" People like you usually use the service entrance. No welcome to the neighborhood, no smile, just that. I turned and saw her blonde helmet hair bulldog stance a t-shirt covered in tiny chihuahuas. Karen, the HOA president. She didn't even take my hand when I introduced myself. She just pointed at my car like it was some kind of crime scene. That thing she spat isn't compliant with our community aesthetics. I laughed mistake number one. "It's a car," I said, "parked in my own driveway." Her face turned beet red. She jangled this giant ring of keys, looked like something from a medieval dungeon, and marched straight to my driver's door. "I have the HOA master key," she declared. "I need to inspect for non-compliant modifications." And she actually shoved one of those keys into the lock of my LAMBO, metal grinding against paint. "Hey, get away from my car!" I rushed over, pulled her hand back before she scratched it further. That's when she screamed like I'd broken her arm. "Assault. I'm calling the cops." "You're done here, thug." 2 squad cars screeched down the street within minutes. Neighbors peeked from behind curtains like it was the Super Bowl. Karen was on her lawn pointing at me, shrieking. "He attacked me. That car is stolen." I stayed calm. Hands up. Explained the situation. The officer asked for my license and registration. I handed it over. He raised an eyebrow. "Perfectly legal. My car. My address." Karen shrilled, "Run the plates. He's a criminal." The officer sighed, and I leaned in quietly. "You can call your chief if you'd like, or the sheriff. He'll vouch for me. He's my brother." Poker face. But the cop glanced at my phone when I showed him a Christmas photo, me arm in arm with the county sheriff. His demeanor shifted instantly. "Everything's in order, sir. Welcome to the neighborhood." Karen. She looked like she'd swallowed a lemon, and I knew right then this was war. Act 2. Escalation and the twist. For a week she went quiet, but that eerie silence, it was loud. I could feel her eyes burning through blinds every time I checked the mail. Then came the letter, a thick envelope taped to my door with enough packing tape to peel the paint off. Inside gold-embossed letterhead, "Law Offices of Jonathan J. Kingsley Escrow." The demands insane. Hand over 1 key to my Lamborghini for emergency community use. Pay $5,000 for auditory pollution traumatizing her chihuahua. Repaint my car beige. Beige. I almost choked laughing, but when I checked the state bar, no Jonathan J. Kingsley existed. Anywhere. It was a fraud. And that's when the real harassment started. Every morning, neon violation stickers plastered on my windshield. Improperly parked. Excessive tire shine. Grass under the car too tall. One even said my emotionally provocative red paint violated the serene color palette. It was ridiculous, but it worked. Neighbors pulled away. Whispers followed me down the street. Karen spread rumors that I was a drug dealer, that my car was bought with dirty money. Some people believed it. I'd wave, they'd look away. And for the first time I started to wonder, should I just sell the house? Maybe I really didn't belong here. Maybe this fight wasn't worth it. That was my lowest point, alone in my kitchen, staring at that fraudulent letter, wondering if she'd already won. But then my phone rang. My brother, the sheriff. "Don't you dare give her the satisfaction," he said. "You've got evidence now. Save it. Document everything. She'll bury herself." Then my mom got involved, the sweetest church-going woman alive, but a general when it comes to her kids. She marched down my street with baked goods, charming every neighbor, gently undoing Karen's poison. Suddenly people were smiling at me again. And my dad, a retired forensic accountant. He dug into the HOA's finances, and what he found blew the lid off everything. The HOA's biggest expense, $100,000 a year to evergreen landscaping pros. Except it didn't exist. The money was funneled straight into an account under Jonathan Kingsley, Karen's nephew. The fake lawyer was a college dropout, and Karen had been laundering HOA funds through him for years. That's when everything clicked. Her insane crusade against me wasn't just personal, it was cover. She needed a villain to distract from her theft. And I was perfect, new successful different. Act 3. The climax. She made her biggest mistake yet. She called an emergency HOA meeting her stage to humiliate me. I didn't walk in alone. My whole family came. My mom with brownies, my dad with a briefcase, my brother watching quietly from the back. Karen stood at the podium, finger pointing at me. This resident refuses to comply. His vehicle is a nuisance. I motioned for removal and maximum fines. Some clapped, others looked uneasy. She sneered. Do you have anything to say for yourself before we vote? I stood. Calm. I do. Before we vote on my car, I'd like everyone to hear a short recording. I played it. Her nephew's squeaky voice on speaker demanding I paint my LAMBO beige, stammering when I asked for his bar number. Gasps. Faces turned. Karen sputtered. That's fake. He's a respected attorney. Then my dad stepped forward, laying out the audit. Pages in every hand. Evergreen Landscaping Pros doesn't exist. $500,000 of your dues paid to her nephew. She's been embezzling from all of you. The room erupted. Shouts. Calls for an audit. Karen's empire cracked in real time. She swept papers off the podium, cursing like a banshee, then stormed out into the night. But it wasn't over. 2 nights later, my security cameras caught her creeping across my lawn, an all-black can of neon spray paint in hand. She raised it to my LAMBO, then froze when she saw the blinking red camera. Her face pure horror. I had her, on video. My brother's response. It's time. The DA was ready. But we wanted one last piece, one final confrontation. So we set the trap. A fake mediation letter from the DA's office scheduled right on my driveway. Karen took the bait, dragging her nephew along in his baggy suit and toy briefcase. I stood polishing my car in a tailored suit, acting casual. She strutted up, smirking. Looks like your time's up. The DA is on our side. I raised my iPad. Before we start, one piece of evidence. The video played her face on screen, spray can in hand. Jonathan went pale. Karen shrieked, "Deep fake, it's fake." That's when my brother stepped out with deputy's badge glinting. Karen Jonathan, you're under arrest. Fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy, attempted vandalism. Handcuffs clicked. Right there in front of the car she tried to steal in front of the neighbors she'd manipulated. Her reign was over. Final line. Sometimes the loudest tyrant in the neighborhood is hiding the darkest crime, and the only way to win is to let them bury themselves.